The sounds of drones, growls, and screeches fill the air as we look down a steep mountain path. A small group of people, survivors, gingerly stepping down this path. Rocks crumble down with each step, one after another, after another. We hear the pebbles click-clacking on each other as they slowly begin to cascade down, each of them stopping, looking behind them, hearing imminent death behind them. They continue climbing and climbing until finally these survivors stop at the top of this steep embankment. They are at a dead end. One of them turns around, this Galapa wearing a scarf that covers up the bottom half of his face, looking down as they each turn around, looking at the slight dust that's kicked up. Begin to look down, and then they begin to look up. Anyone got eyes on him? And the others darting their eyes around, then at the sky, then at the top of the steep hill. They just look back and begin shaking their heads. Shit. All right. Everyone stay quiet. I think we lost them. And right at that, from a large boulder just next to this person, we see coming out of a shadow just behind it. Noir, what do we see? You're cutting in and out again.
No! Okay, 1 second. Okay, is that any better?
Yes, a lot better. Perfect. Okay, what do we see coming out from this shadow?
You see a winged figure kind of flitter his way out of the shadow of the boulder. He's in silk robes with luminous purple and blue wings, light brown hair, and glittery white and blue eyes. And once he comes out of the shadow, he just leans against the boulder. Hello. Oh, worked really hard to get away from me there. I've got a few questions for you, if you don't mind. All I wanted was questions.
Who the fuck are you? One of them yells. And then the Galapa...
You want to be quiet. We've got a lot of friends down there. What do I want? Right? I want to know why you take from people that are weaker than you. Is it because you're strong? Is that what it is? Strong takes from the weak? Makes sense, I think. You're stronger than me. Who the fuck are you? If you want to... Oh, my name is Snatch. On account of liking to take things from people. Kind of like you. But I'm not a strong man. I'm a weak one. Like the ones that you take from.
Alright, so then what is this then? Huh?
Well, I want to know why don't you work with them instead of, preying on them. Just doesn't make sense to me.
Have you taken a look at the world around us?
It's right, fuck.
This is... Exactly. It's kill or be killed. You can't trust anyone out here.
So I'd imagine you know what's about to happen next then, yeah?
No. Listen, if you... Just leave us. Let us go. And you can have the caravan. And we'll be out of your hair.
Friend, I think you forgot what my name is. It's Snatch on account of liking to take things from people. I was going to leave with the caravan anyway.
So then what? You're just gonna doom us? Huh?
I was wondering if saying sorry ever crossed your mind. Now that I see that it didn't, I've got my answer. Thank you so much.
You see him look back and then like do that, and you see this one of the bandits pull up their arrow and try to shoot. I'm gonna spend a fear to try and do an attack on this.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 10 hit your evasion?
It does not. My
Okay.
evasion is 13.
Okay, so describe to me how this arrow misses you as you step back into the shadow.
I'm literally just going to fall backwards into the shadow, and the whole time I'm just going to go as loud as I can to get the attention of everything nearby. Woohoo!
Oh my god. All right. As you fall back, you see this arrow whiz past your face, and you're gone. And just when you appear in another shadow, you hear as this massive group of zombies begin to turn the corner and find their prey above. You, from your standpoint, are able to see as these things climb up, one hand after the other as they're reaching, and you just hear the screams of these murderous bandits before you make your way to the caravan. So, with that, we find Snatch flying back down to this unmanned caravan, this cart filled with different sorts of goods that, as you take a closer look, find were mainly just for show. As you look into the food stores, you find apples that seem to be overflowing from one of these barrels. But then, after a closer inspection, you look underneath them and it's just dirt all the way up until the very top layer. You see things that look like bread, but they're stale. You see things that look like sheets, but they're soiled. It's like these people were trying to put up a facade that you very clearly saw through. But you are able to take this caravan wherever you would like to go. And in this case, I assume home?
Home we go. Something's better than nothing. Do.
You take this cart with you. And as we zoom back out, we find ourselves at another place nearby. We see a white-petaled tree standing on a small hill. You can hear birds chirping and a river running. We glide down with the small clusters of petals as they break from the tree, floating above this small village. We see dozens of standing buildings within this large wooden wall surrounding the community. You see a beautiful waterfall crashing down into a small pond where a layer of white petals float. But the petals that we follow continue, floating through the air, showing the remnants of the old world. People. Walking, talking, loving. This oasis away from the constant terror outside of the walls. The petals continue until they breach the walls, the outside world, where we begin to hear coming from the tree line until the petals land almost like snow with the others, until They're crushed by a ruined boot as a zombie walks out of the forest and begins walking towards this giant gate. Just before we see this arrow enter through the head as it falls down to the ground.
And stay out! Got it.
As we find the source at the top of the wall. Kelly, would you describe a older Crucible, a 20 years older Crucible?
Older Crucible. Well, Crucible's about 30 years old now. About not very tall at all, probably about like 5'4". Has really grown into themselves. Has like this leather vest lined with fur that she made herself, probably from a kill from outside the gate. These kind of patchwork-looking sort of pants that, you know, she probably also made herself. She's not the best at, you know, crafting clothing, but she does all right. It serves a purpose. She carries an awfully familiar-looking bow that has served her well to this day. And she has like a short ginger hair to complement the kind of like orange patches on her face, and she also has some black patches as well because she has like a calico pattern. Bright green eyes. No shoes because again, who needs them? We still don't need them at all. And wears like a kerchief, kind of for stealth purposes out in the woods. Deep green, but under that still sits after all this time, a very worn-in leather cord, with, oddly enough, a wedding ring when she is not wed. But she stays vigilant up here in her little sniper's tower, keeping the community safe.
And quite the shot, as it was just one arrow that it took to take this one down. As you count this kill, a few moments pass, you keep your eye out for the next target, just when you begin to see a cart coming down the road. This, obviously, is the trading cart that had been missing for a few days coming from Templeton. This was supposed to be here 3 days ago, but it's here. But after a few seconds, there's just one person handling this cart, and as you look closer, is that Snatch? That's Snatch bringing the cart.
Snatch, what you whistling for? What are you doing? You were not supposed to be on there.
But I was.
You are. Yes. What happened?
I was told to do a thing.
What did you do?
Well,
Snatch. What did you do? Tell me all about it. And it's like thrilled to hear what shenanigans you got into because she knows you.
Well, you see, what happened was that I ran into a couple of individuals, very strong men, and they were taking things from people because they were very strong.
They were bastards. They were bastards. You can say it. You can say it out loud.
They were
you can do it.
Bad people who were taking things that they were taking things that did not belong to them, but they didn't do it by being clever. They did it by being strong. And I wanted to see if I could be more clever than they could be strong. And I was. And now they're dead.
Whoa, they're dead. All right.
I didn't kill them. Of course. I would not.
Oh. Are we calling them blighters? Have we decided we're calling them?
Yeah, absolutely. We can call them blighters.
I know that was. I know we talked about that.
Yeah, I know. We didn't actually come to an agreement on that. Yeah, why not? I think blighter sounds like a really, really good name for this.
Okay.
Snatch is going to just give them different names every time he talks about them.
Incredible. Incredible. I would expect no less.
So, I saw the people that were taking things, and they ran into a number of chompers. And chompers, because on account of them chomping people.
Oh, chompers.
And They were trying to be quiet, but they were very loud. And I saw where they went. They went into a tiny cave. They had no backup. They had no other way out.
Stupid. Stupid.
They put themselves into a dead
strong
end.
and stupid.
They thought there was only one way to get in, but there were so many shadows. They might as well have left them. Yes, and I just walked into their shadows, and I asked them, "Why did you take things from people that are weaker than you?" And they were all like, "Ah, rah, 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 rah." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
So that's
and
exactly what they said. Rah, 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 rah. Yeah.
They were like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." And then they tried to shoot an arrow at me, and the form was terrible. And so I fell into the shadow, and then the chompers went in there, and I'm sure they're having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful supper.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you're back. Did you
Glad to be back.
Is the caravan good?
No, it's terrible.
Oh no. Well,
They can make do with it.
all right. Well, come on in. I open the gate.
You see Tara, who is the captain of the guards, this
It's Snatch.
around like 35.
It's me!
She has a completely bald head with like a giant scar down her head and just plate armor. And she just walks up, and hears you, and says, "Open the gates!" And as the gates open, you enter in.
Her voice scares me every time.
It scares me a little bit too. I won't lie. I won't lie.
Just so
She-
gravelly over the gates.
She walks up to the caravan and just takes a look at you. "So, what, why are you the one writing this?"
So I ran into a bunch of people that took a bunch of things.
Oh, Snatch was being Snatch. That's all you got to know. He's fine.
"Where are the others? There's supposed to be more. This is from Templeton, right?"
Is he from Templeton? I don't know.
I don't remember the names of places.
Snatch. You can't put that in the stone. You can't
This is-
write it down.
Did you see others? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, yes, I did. And a bunch of strongmen took things from them, and then I followed them until they walked into the death trap, and I was like, why are you stealing
Snatch
things
did a
from
great job, and we got what we needed from the caravan.
Mhm.
So,
All right. Well,
people? Soiled blankets.
leave it here.
we can wash
Just
them.
leave it here, I guess. Here, let me. And she begins to walk up to the side. Is there any weapons in here?
I didn't look.
Was that supposed to be weapons?
I've got
She
the-
opens up the cart and begins like looking through as you guys are talking.
Are there any weapons in there?
No,
Huh.
we were supposed to get some weapons and, most importantly, alcohol.
Well, I mean, we can always go back once the blighters are done with the bodies, and we can see if they left any weapons behind.
Big strongmen had lots of weapons. They tried to fire one at me. Terrible form.
Well, glad they didn't get you then. I don't know. Something doesn't sit right.
What do you mean?
This is all they had?
Yes.
It does seem suspicious, I have to admit.
I could go
It's just
for another
What?
flight. Take a look around.
Why
It's
keep
just
up
this-
the act of having so much and just have it be for show, you know?
my question is, did this the food clearly isn't there, and we have no weapons, no alcohol. These are all things that should have been on here if they were. You saw them riding towards us, right?
Yes.
What?
You did not say that confidently, Snatch, I have to say.
Well, when I was out there scouting, I saw a really, really pretty sparrow.
I'm sure you got distracted. You got distracted, as one does.
He opens up his bag and there's a sparrow in it. I've named
Oh.
him Grab. On account of I've grabbed him.
What an appropriate name, if ever I heard one.
I'm thinking that think they were trying to make it seem like they're from Templeton. Snatch, bring this cart over to Mirabella, over at the harbor. Bring it to her and just tell her what you saw. Say that this was supposed to be our shipment, but can you do that? You know what? Never mind. I can't say that. Sybil, please, can you go with Snatch just to make sure that this is done? Thank you. I appreciate
You can
it.
go. We'll go together. All right.
Darren, take the tower. All right.
Snatch, you gotta stop laughing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Focus.
Grab told me a funny joke.
Oh, I'm sure Grab is hilarious. I'm sure. Hilarious. We got a job to do.
All right. Take this to Mirabelle. Tell Mirabelle everything that happened with the strong man who shot the arrow. Terrible form. Chompers.
That's the most important part. Terrible form.
And
I am
this
trusting
cart
you
was
with
supposed
this.
to be from
Templeton. It's Templeton.
Templeton.
Snatch.
Templeton.
That's where.
Thank you, Sybil.
I remember.
Welcome.
Thank
I can
you.
tell,
Thank
you're
you, Sybil.
whispering
Just-
so loud. She knows.
Am I whispering?
It's not even like I don't even have to like try. I can see you.
Yes.
Never mind. Just go.
Don't
Just
worry,
go.
We'll go. We'll go. So we'll
Okay.
go right
Thank
now.
you.
Right now. We'll go.
Lovely to see you.
As always.
Literally steer you. Bye, sister. You start walking the other way.
That
Again,
negative
making
way
your way.
is like coming in hot.
You take the cart through the small village and make your way towards the harbor. And as you're taking the cart towards the town's elected leader, we zoom back out and we're going to focus on Torin. Where do we find Torin on this beautiful day? It's a nice fall day where the leaves are beginning to fall and change colors, and the temperature is still warm enough to be outside. The sun is still shining just behind a few clouds. But I don't feel like we find Torin outside.
No. Torin would be in his quarters, poring over another old tome that we managed to find on superstitions, legends, local, I don't want to say gossip, but anything that could be considered mystical, looking again for any information on anything that matches what we're dealing with. And he's sitting at his desk, and there's a single candle that's lit. There's just papers everywhere, and next to the tome is this orb that almost looks thin enough that could be like a glass bubble, that it just has this little bit of roiling smoke inside. It's a very light, almost purple smoke that he is just idly dragging his finger across as he just flips the page. He has the same horns, the same runes on his skin, which look like have grown a little, maybe changed just slightly, in addition to the 20 years of this that has just settled on his shoulders. But he's idly sort of gesticulating with the orb as he's flipping through this children's book.
As you're reading through it, you hear a familiar voice. Is it any good? And you see as your fiance steps to your side.
It's another waste of time. There's nothing in here. It's just a children's story.
Well, can't give up. You gotta keep looking.
I know. Keep looking no matter what. I'm going to, as this image appears, just reach into my pocket right next to my heart and just feel the ring. You still haven't told me why you appear to me as him.
He was leaning just next to you, and he gets up. Familiarity, I guess. Is that quite all right? I could change it on a dime. And you begin to see him turn into your mother. And then into your father. But back into Bannon. You just say the word. And I'll change.
No, I think you enjoy the performance and what it does. I wouldn't want to be rude.
Have you thought about my my offer? Human experiments. There's nothing that will get you closer than that. You're holding yourself back.
There are limits that I will not cross. We just need a live specimen. And maybe we can find something that way. We just need a space to keep them away from everybody else.
He looks over towards a hatch that's currently locked. Well, to more reading then.
Indeed. And I'm going to close the book, toss it behind me, and grab another from the stack that I've been collecting. I open the cover, and I feel a little bit of a headache come on. I haven't had any water today.
We begin to step back as we leave Torin's home, and we find who should we pick on next? Let's do Allora. Allora, on this beautiful autumn day, where do we find you?
Is anyone hurt today?
I think that there's always perpetually somebody that is either hurt or sick. So
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think you find Allora in whatever like shack constitutes for like a place to just kind of look at people. It's certainly not a hospital. It's not got any equipment. But you find her there probably just like helping a kid with a bloody nose, or patching up someone's ankle, or like just being like, put some ice on it, Harry. It's the same lumbago issue every Wednesday for some reason. I don't know why it's only on Wednesdays, darling, but just ice it.
Because we have our games where we play outside and kick around.
Of
So
course.
I
Of course,
think they're
darling.
trying to trip me on purpose.
No, I'm sure they would never do that. Not to someone as nice as you, yes? Now, I need you to stop. Okay. When I take this out, don't breathe from the nose, yes?
Okay.
Wonderful. Okay, on the count of 3, and she just pulls them. And then she immediately like puts fresh cloth. Like she's a very adept at switching these out. And as soon as she's done with Harry, she'll probably just like give him something she baked at home. Again, no access to like candies or really finer things, but whatever she's been able to make from like community meal or wheats and grains. So it's probably not super tasty, but
Probably like a sweet bread or something like that.
yeah,
Just a little bit of
just
sugar
a
in there,
little
just to make it a
square
little
of
nice.
sweet bread for
Mhm.
Harry, which is why I secretly thinks he keeps coming in with issues, because he gets sweet bread on Wednesdays when his mom is conveniently working the wall. So
Absolutely.
I give him a knowing little wink and then send him off, looking around the corner to see if there's anyone else that needs help after he's out. And Allora, I forgot to like say what she looks like. Tall, first of all. She's like a statuesque, gorgeous, beautiful, brown skin, deep, deep, dark, like amber honey in the dark type of brown eyes, where you can only see the color in the sun. A really like serious look, but a warm smile. Very gentle but large hands. And she's always wearing just neutral and green colors. She looks like she could be a tree. In the most beautiful, normal way possible. She could be a tree. Greens, browns, very tall. And she's peacefully going about her day, hoping that it's like day number 2.5 without an incident, just praying that everything stays normal.
You look back outside, hoping that there's nobody lined up, and nobody's there. It seems that you have a moment or two to yourself. What would Allora do?
Incredible. Okay. And so she just like pulls off her scarf and it's like, wonderful. All right, let's get down to it. She rolls up her sleeves and immediately locks the door. And she goes straight for what supplies she has been able to gather. And her fingers for just a minute kind of hover over her gilded golden brand that is like half fused to the skin, half just like metallic branding. And she's like, no, today it's gonna work. Today's the day because it has to be the day. So simple as that. And she's going to dive into this thing she's been trying lately, where she's working on keeping the infection at bay with a mix of the medicine they are able to get and her magic that she has been practicing. So she's combining little rays of light into beakers and adding weird stuff. She's doing weird stuff. It looks like mad science in here. But she is intent. She's so focused. So if someone were to come in, well, she locked the front door, but if someone were to be there, she would not notice. She wouldn't look up.
You continue to work, mixing magic and science and the divine all into one, and you come up with a small vial that is almost like a vial of sunshine from how bright it is.
That's quite pretty. But does it fucking work? She stuffs it into her apron, and she's been helpful so many times over the years. So many times. And it has never worked. So she stuffs it into her apron, and I think she's at a similar point to Torin right now, where she's like, I need a living I need a zombie to try this out on. I need to see what I can do. I either need someone who's freshly infected, or I need a zombie specimen itself. Like, I need more data, and I can't get that in the safety of these walls right now. And so it's kind of like, I know she's the scientist in this moment, but it's kind of like she's the rat in the cage, just like running back and forth, scratching at the walls, trying to make something from barely anything and having no way forward. But she does it every day.
You begin trying to figure this out, this impossible equation, and then knocks at the door. Miss Ilora?
Okay, yep, 1 second. Yes, of course. And she's going to immediately tie her scarf back on because the kids tend to ask too many questions and there's not a good way to handle that. And then she hides all but 2 of the sweetbread treats in a cabinet and puts the other 2 in her apron and opens the door and goes, "Who got hit in the face?" Okay.
You greet these kids, bringing them in and taking a look and giving them sweet bread. And as we see them entering into your workstation, we zoom back out. And we travel to a very nearby place to this area. Oh yeah, we're going to Roila. So, Roila, we find you in a larger building than most, but not anywhere near as big as buildings as 20 years ago. We find you in this almost tavern-sized building where we enter in to hear the sound of laughs and children running around this classroom. What do we see Roila doing?
Yeah, so to explain where we last saw Roila, he was this slimmer giant, around 6'5", with a buzz cut, with his similar brand as his twin sister and his third eye. But now as we see him, he is much taller. He's pushing 8 feet, a stack of muscles, thick as like just a tree in the similar way as his sister, but in the wideness of his body, and has just converted so much of his physicality into just raw musculature, to the point where like his shoulders roll as he walks, like kind of like that Tom Hardy kind of swagger. And he now has a beard with barrel twisted locks that flow down to his shoulder blades. And he is trying to manage this classroom with these children running around, and he has a mage hand that's floating around that has the same strength that he does, that like picks some of them up and puts them back.
I feel like this is like a game almost to the kids, that you're like trying to grab them, but they're like, ah! They're just like running around trying to stay away from it.
It's like a claw machine.
Yes,
exactly, yes.
Especially because we're coming towards autumn break, so the kids get like a week or so off. So he's like, "All right, everyone, all right, sit it down, all right, you little hellions, that's enough. Now it's time to hand out report cards. Hope everyone's ready." As he starts handing out little pieces of paper that has little notes about how everyone did on their spelling and math, basic understanding of magic. So, the number one thing I want you all to keep in mind as we go into the break, remember, what do we do when we see signs of magic?
We run.
No. SLA. We stop. We look and alert the nearest adult, right?
Right.
All right. So when we see signs of
SLA,
magic,
one of them yells out.
Yeah, that's it. So that's the way we need to handle it. And just keep that in mind when you see certain things. And remember that magic is a lot like fire. And then he uses prestidigitation to start to like make different effects to keep their attention. Jingle, jingle, jingle. All right. So it's a lot like fire, right? It is a tool, but also a tool like fire can be dangerous. So you need to be careful, and you need to alert an adult that's nearby when you see such a thing. But you all are wonderful.
See one of them trying to do what you did.
You'll get it one day, Squall. I promise. You'll get it one day. With that being said, everyone, here you go. And we are going to have a great rest of the year when we all come back, all right?
Can I make a brief interjection?
Oh, yeah.
A child that you have sent to the bathroom has returned from the bathroom with a note for you and hands it to you in front of the class. And the note says, "Another one on the scoreboard. Hope you're having fun in school, nerd."
He crumples the paper tightly. All right. Much obliged.
Crucible told me to hand this to you.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
Of course they did. I greatly thank you. Thank you for that. With that being said, you little hellions, it's been fun. I'm glad I got to come in here and help you all out. Enjoy your break. Don't do anything silly to where then I have to see you at my sister's office. All right? Be kind to one another.
Okay. They all just jump up and leave. There is, however, one kid that stays behind, and you see this is Telly. She just recently lost her parent, one of the scouting missions, and she's just doesn't seem to be wanting to go.
So, would you want to help me out with packing some of this stuff up? And he kind of leans down and he goes, "You want to see something cool?" And then he pulls out his arcane gauntlets that he's had and that he's modified now as the years have gone by. So, watch this. And he puts on the gauntlets, and now they kind of sit like almost like Sonic's gloves, like they're like rings around his wrists.
Mm-hmm.
And then as he flicks his arms, they activate, and the rings begin to form out, and then kind of circulate and tighten around his arms. Would you look at that?
You just
Made
see
myself.
this face of really numbness turn into this face of wonder as the eyes grow big and the jaw begins to slack as she looks up. Whoa.
I've been watching your progress as you've been doing your little incantations with the little, sparkles of light that you're able to make. That's wonderful. That's how I started learning light magic.
Really?
Yeah, you always have to start
You
somewhere.
were like me?
Yes, and as he deactivates the gauntlets, listen, even in places where you wouldn't think it, a spark can surface, right? Inspiration, magic can come from out of darkness. You need to remember that, and never let anyone take away that spark from me. You understand? All right.
She just gets up and she goes to give you a hug, which
Is there-
next to your 8-foot tall stature
Yes,
is
just-
just coming up to like your shin.
Yeah, but he leans over, hand covers most of her back as he pats it. No. You be on your way. If you need anything, let me know. Allora and I's door is always open if you want to talk or hang out. I don't do much besides read and work out, so always more than happy to hang out with you, all right?
Okay.
All right. You run along
Thank
now.
you. She runs out with the rest of the kids, and you are on your own in this empty classroom.
Yeah, he begins to just pack up his bags. He puts back on his robe and his armor, and covering up his tunic, and now he has tattoos on his forehead. These kind of like downward shaped arrows. He doesn't have his brand or his third eye visible. It's just the tattoos on his forehead. As he gathers his things, and he gathers now a great staff that he carved himself out of a nearby tree. And he puts that on his shoulder, and he just kind of has this quiet moment as he holds on and lingers a little bit to the blue scarf that's wrapped around his neck. And then kind of panic starts to set in, and then he knows, all right, it's time to get moving. And goes out to try to find his sister.
Okay. You know where Allora is. Allora is always where Allora is. There's always somebody that needs some help. And even during the night, sometimes Allora is still there and not home. So you make your way just across the street. You're never far from her. And you see there are a couple of kids that after school was done ran over, and you see that they're asking for the baked goods that Allora makes. And as you continue walking up, you see them exiting, and seeing you walking, they hide the bread and then just run off.
I'm watching it. Remember that, I'm watching.
They just
Always
laugh
watching.
as they're running away.
As I go over to the bread stand. So, what's on the menu today?
Catch, and she'll toss him a piece of sweetbread
And he
and go.
catches it with the mage hand.
I think it's the best I've done yet. I've seen 7 kids with suspicious non-maladies in my door.
Fascinating, fascinating. And he takes a look. Interessante.
How's Telly?
They're doing. It's not easy.
I heard some manic giggling. That didn't sound like the usual children, so I imagine Snatch is back.
More than likely, I wouldn't be surprised. They've had to take up a lot of my shifts since I had to pick up more over at the school. Since Crucible loves to rub it in my face. Look at how many blighters I've taken out.
So she's that far ahead of you now, is she?
Okay, so first off, we all know that it's supposed to reset for the season. So I
I've
can't
never
help
agreed
that.
to those rules, and I don't think Sybil has either.
So to explain, right? At the beginning of the season, it's supposed to reset. The numbers are supposed to reset. I can't help, right? Mary got pregnant again, right? She has to go on a maternity leave. I step up to cover her classes, all right?
Yes.
Dutifully, on top of the classes that I already have.
Oh, yes, you're full of duty.
Yes, thank you. You would understand. So, we had that set up and all that was going on. And then just things spiraled out of control, being there for the children.
Oh, stop it. And she's going to throw a piece of sweetbread at his forehead. And she's going to go, I need you to give me your serious face right now. Honestly.
It has been acquired.
Thank you. I put together another sample. Now, I know you said it's not worth looking into. I know, stop. Wait. This time it's different.
Uh-huh.
I have to try.
All right. Talk to me. What have you done so far?
Pretty. And she pulls out the vial.
It's bright.
Okay, I'm putting it back in the apron now because that reaction was not what I was expecting. Your eyes were supposed to go 3 times their size. You were supposed to gasp. You were supposed to spit the sweetbread out of your mouth and say, nothing compares to the beauty of what you've just shown me, Ilora, my best and truest sister. Okay, ready?
And only.
Pretty!
Egad! What a discovery!
Exactly.
My goodness! We're going to have to put this on the halls. Like a statue.
Okay, now you're forcing it.
Incredible.
Listen,
all right, no.
I think this could stave off progression of infection, but fortunately, obviously, there are no infected in the walls. So, what if we talk to someone about maybe getting your numbers up by venturing out away from the borders and going just to we'll come right back. I'm thinking we go out. We come
yeah. So we go
a specimen that we
right.
could test this on.
Right. We go and we risk our lives to go outside the walls.
We're risking
and the safety
our
of our
lives.
community.
Anyway,
right.
I wouldn't. Okay,
right. Okay. Yes.
Roila, you make a fantastic point, and I would never disagree with you out loud to your face. However, I must reiterate, it's so pretty, and I think it's going to work. I really think we should. I'm only saying we should try because I know you won't let me go on my own. I don't want you to risk your life, but you're gonna if I go, right?
That's not fair. That's really not fair, and I don't like that you're not
those
playing
numbers
fair.
up.
I don't like that. No, stop. I
love
don't like
this.
that you're not playing fair. I just want that to be very clear.
Right. but I am
Alright.
playing.
I'm going to check my schedule, and I'll let you know if I can fit this in, this escapade of yours.
Yeah, fine.
All right, I checked. It's fine. We'll
Yes.
not too far. We'll
won't be
see
far.
and test down to your theory. All right.
Yes.
Now, I've got to go yell at Crucible.
Okay.
You can
I've
come
got to
along
say
if you
hi
want
to
to.
Snatch.
Yeah, then let's go.
As we zoom back out, we follow Crucible and Snatch as you make your way towards the harbor with this rather empty
Yes.
cart.
Crucible?
You pass by people that are looking at you as you're walking through, and mostly it's Snatch. You grab the attention of everyone as you walk by because of your jovial and incredible laugh that everybody knows immediately when you're in town. But as you're going through, is there anything you want to do?
I think as we get close to the destination, Snatch is Crucible.
Yes.
I've forgotten everything
Snatch.
that I was supposed. I've forgotten everything that I was supposed to say.
I think you just say the story, Snatch. What happened? Wasn't that all we were supposed to say? I hope I haven't forgotten. Oh no! We're just supposed to tell them what happened, right?
I don't know. I was talking with Grab.
This
And-
was your responsibility. I was not told to recount the story. This is you.
Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine.
You
It's
got
fine.
it. Make it up.
Yes, I was just going to lie.
You
Yeah,
arrive.
Make it sound good.
And the home of Mirabella is just like any other home. This smaller building that is just on the side of a small, very small dock on this river that crosses through the village. You look into the window as you're coming up, and they are closed. You don't know if she's home or not. I'm assuming you knock, or is there anything else that
Mirabella!
you'd like to do?
Mirabella, wake up! No
Right
nap
here.
today. No
I'm going to lie to you.
napping. Wake
You
up!
see everyone that's on the dock just immediately all eyes on you as they're right, yeah, okay. And they all know that the two of you. So as you call out and start banging on the door, you see not Mirabella. You see a fungal. You see Shanty. This
Fancy.
larger frame with a red mushroom cap with little white spots, and she is currently holding her backpack on her side as if she was about to leave, but as she opens the door, hi, are you
Shanty?
here to see Mirabella?
Yeah.
Yes.
She around?
Yeah. And she opens up the door, and you see behind the desk, Mirabella is just looking down and
Oh.
looks up to see you.
Mirabella? Is it everything all right? What's up?
Yeah. What brings you over here?
We have some Snatch got back to caravan, and
Yes.
I believe we were told to come here to have this caravan inspected. Right, Snatch.
Yep.
Wait,
Oh,
the
that
caravan.
sounds right to
Mhm.
me.
And then she looks over to Shanty, and Shanty just kind of shrugs. Mirabella gets up and walks out. Well,
We're supposed to be coming from Templeton.
That's the
You
thing
see-
that I couldn't remember.
Wait,
No, I don't
Is
have to
there
lie
anything-
to you.
she walks out, and you could see like she had this look of like shock, but like hope, and then immediately as she walks out, gone.
Well, how was I going
mean,
to
it-
tell her the story?
It's okay. I don't think this
There's
is
a-
the moment, Snatch.
there's a story?
We gotta,
No.
it's,
Here, come inside. Come inside, please.
Oh,
Shanty, close the door.
okay.
I think I'm missing something.
As
I
you
don't
walk
know where I am
inside-
any longer.
The door closes behind you. And this... It's dark in here. You feel this almost oppressive feeling in this room. Like something is happening, and you're not entirely sure what. But as Shanty closes the door, it completely separates you from the outside world. And Mirabella walks around her desk as she brings her fingers around before finally sitting. And she sits with such an exasperated one movement back into her chair, you can hear it squeak a little.
Are you ill?
No. We haven't gotten any message from Templeton over the fungal network. Shanty hasn't heard anything back.
All right. Well, that kind of checks out. It seems like the people that had the caravan were perhaps not from Templeton.
Wait, there was people with the caravan? I thought that they were all gone.
Them.
Tell me what happened.
All right. Snatch, do you want to try to tell the story?
Huh?
Or do you want me to tell your story?
Oh no, I could tell. I could tell the story.
I will correct details as we move along in case there are inconsistencies in the narrative.
All right. So, the story. It goes a little like this: a 1, a 2, a 1,
There's
2,
no
3,
musical
4.
number. This is
Okay.
not choreography. There's no.
Snatch.
It's just.
Yes.
Snatch, I need you to know that my cousin's life depends on this. I need you to tell me what happened, please. Without the jokes, just tell me what happened.
Okay. It goes like this. I was scouting around. I was told not to, but I like to fly at night. And when I was flying, I saw a number of strongmen take the caravan from a number of individuals that were not strong. And so I followed the strongmen who had taken the things, and I cornered them. I didn't corner them. They made bad decisions. I just followed them into their bad decision, and I had a conversation with them. And when I had the conversation, I got the answer to the question that I was looking for. And then they tried to kill me, as I'd imagine that they do with individuals that they don't believe are strong. And I left them to the jumpers, who had a very good meal. And the one that tried to kill me did it with a bow, and they had terrible form.
Okay.
Good job, Snatch.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
The darkness in your home, why does it feel lonely?
I think whoever you had seen, those strong folks, I'm afraid that they may have done something to Templeton.
Oh, not just the people with the caravan. You're talking about Templeton, the actual settlement.
Right. Shanty hasn't heard any responses. This caravan is 3 days late.
Yeah.
And when we send a message to Templeton, they didn't respond, which never happens. There's at least an all clear or not all clear, or something happens, but this was just silence, and I'm afraid. As I said, my family is there, my cousin. So,
Would you like... Go ahead, Snatch.
I was going to offer what I think that you might have been offering, Crucible, which is I would be more than happy to fly around see if I can find any of your family and bring them back.
Well, Templeton is about 5 days' travel, so
Alright.
I don't think that it would be wise if you would be the one to do that. But
Well,
if you're
Snatch wouldn't
willing,
go alone.
if you're willing, yes,
I mean,
yes.
Crucible is amazing, and I can fly.
Snatch, you stop it.
You can hit. Your form is fantastic.
Oh,
That's why when I saw the
Snatch,
other
stop.
archer, I was like,
This
"What
is
are you
not the
doing?
time.
Your form is terrible. Crucible would destroy you."
You
in a
hear-
archer
I would have.
competition.
You hear Shanty go,
Sorry,
Right.
sorry.
and then Mirabella is just off in thought.
Mirabella,
Okay,
we'll go check. It's not a problem. We'll check.
you're not going alone. We need to gather people. You need a healer. No offense, you need somebody that can keep you on track, and you.
Are you saying I can't stay on track?
I'm sorry. Did you say something?
Oh God, Snatch.
I'm s-
Listen, I think we know some people who'd be willing to tag along.
Okay. Yes. Gather.
Listen, stewing here in this house is not going to do you any good.
I know.
You need to go be with people who care about you, while we go look after the people who also care about you.
She stands up. Shanty, tell me, bring me to your network. I need to meet us at the fungal forest.
Okay.
Bring whoever you can, and then we'll get to the bottom of this.
It'll be fine.
Thank you to
Of course.
Snatch. Thank you for going against whatever Tara told you to do and finding this, because
I don't like doing what I'm told to do, so you're welcome.
okay. Yes, meet us there.
Okay.
Mirabella,
Yes.
there's sadness in your heart, and that's not for your family. There is, and we don't know what's happened, so maybe
Maybe they're
give
just
yourself a
forgetting to
little
pick up the
joy.
phone.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's
they're
hard to
having a
find joy.
party.
It's hard to find joy when there's so much bad that could go wrong.
I hear you.
But I appreciate it. And she
If not
sets
joy,
a hand on
maybe
your shoulder.
comfort.
Yes.
All
I
right.
think what would find me comfort is
Have you
someone-
eaten today?
oh god. No.
You haven't eaten today. I know
It's okay.
a lovely medic who makes stellar sweetbread that I steal from her on occasion and she never notices, so I'd recommend maybe grabbing a sweet or two.
Yeah,
Also-
I'll-
I'm gonna pass grab over to Mirabelle.
Oh,
My sparrow. Bird.
cute. Do they have a name?
Grab.
Oh,
Yes.
Grab was the
that
name.
very
Oh,
inspired name, right?
I see.
It's a lovely name.
On account
right,
that I grabbed
Mirabella?
him.
I thought you were telling me to grab
No.
your bird, but I
Her
guess
name is Grab.
grab.
Snatch is very
Very cute.
direct, to
Yeah.
the point,
That's fine.
Thank you both.
of course.
Okay.
Snatch! We need to work on you being more present.
I will see you at the fungal forest.
I will be there with my crew.
Of course.
I don't know where that is.
Well, I'm sure you can find it as she
I will
pushes
take
you out of her home and closes the door. Shanty and her just looking, and well, what's going to happen is going to happen, and they begin walking
We will be
towards
there, I promise.
you. In the middle of town, near the rushing river, is this large fungal forest that you can fit inside of a small village. There's about there's one really large mushroom that overhangs, providing a nice little shade area for it, as well as these longer, more slender, towering mushrooms of about 30 feet, 40 feet next to this like 50-foot mushroom, and more fungus spreading across the ground. They begin walking their way towards there.
Okay.
And where does Snatch and Crucible go first?
Who do you want to pick up first, Snatch? Do you have any preference?
You mentioned stealing shortbread, and it made me want to steal shortbread.
Okay. All right. I'm sure Allora will love a visit from the two of us right now. Right.
Of course. As
Let's
you're
go.
walking towards the medic tent, or rather shack, basically, that Ilora works out of, you see both Ilora and Roila are making their way out.
Oh.
Roila seems to be on some sort of a mission towards the front gates, where he doesn't see you there.
What? Oi!
Seems like
Oh, look!
Well,
Oh,
well.
down in the
Look
distance,
who it
in the
is.
distance, loser. Someone who is in second place. In the
All
distance.
No, keep it up, yeah.
So tall. So
Listen,
He just walks over, arms folded, just leaning over you by several feet.
I'm not intimidated by you. Go
Nerd.
ahead.
Nerd, really,
You are a
nerd.
nerd. Yes.
Nerd,
In
really.
your school, in your
Wow.
little uniform, dressed up for school.
That's childish. Truly childish. We'll see about that.
All right.
Hello, Snatch.
Hello.
Welcome back. I'm glad to see your safe flight, sort of. And she's like, looks a little bit at like this janky looking caravan and then back at you, and it's like, everything all right?
What's going on?
Well, it went a little something like this.
Oh
One
my
must
god.
Wait. Hold on.
Hold on.
Stop.
Oh,
Stop.
30 words or
Stop
less. 30
curtain.
words or less. 30 words or less. Come on.
I flew when I was not supposed to.
Uh-huh.
Found strong men who stole cart. I hunted strong men
You're getting close.
who walked into one
Yes.
cave,
Good job.
and
Yes.
then chompers came
Chompers.
and
Blighters.
killed them.
All right.
All right.
30.
Good job. I am
Awesome.
surprised.
So,
Well done.
what's it look like you will have a mission for then, Crucible?
Well, it seems we just came from Mirabella's, and it sounds like they haven't heard from Templeton in quite some time.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
That's terrible news. What
Yes, and-
what is to be done?
That's what is to be done. Well, I'm glad you asked. Would
We're
any
supposed
of
to
you
come outside and
be
try to find the
interested
people.
in coming with us to go check on Templeton?
Oh, well,
Mirabella
that's
has
so-
family there.
That's very
Mhm.
dangerous for you to go. How is it?
It would
who
be
always-
quite dangerous, Allora.
Mm,
goodness.
convenient.
No, it's never convenient to put ourselves in danger.
Never.
All
Never.
right. Now you
Sometimes-
understand that. All right. Listen, how
But
much more
sometimes
room
it
do you
must
have?
be done.
Sometimes it's fun when it's done. Just saying.
Snatch.
Yes.
Welcome home, darling. And she'll hand you over some shortbread with some
Hey,
extra
wait.
sugar on it.
Hey,
What is that? I'm sorry, did I hear? It kind of sounded like a little thief.
no.
Whining
I
about
would
not...
never.
No,
Ooh, thief.
I
Oh,
would
that's a
never-
good one. Oh,
I would
yes. The
never
nerd and the
steal
thief.
from
That'd make a
you.
good book.
listen. I can't deny. All right, fine. You know what?
He gives
Never
you
give
the
it to
sweet
me.
bread as well.
Thank you.
There you go, sticky fingers. Listen,
It's
we
the
should-
thrill of it, okay? I'm sorry.
if this is
Right.
going to be as
All right.
dangerous as we possibly think it is, I think we should probably bring in Torin on this.
Oh, absolutely.
If they're not,
We gotta
hold
get
up.
his face out of the book
Torin.
every once in a while.
Yes, that is true.
Torin!
Yes,
Yes, Torin.
Roila, honestly,
They're a very
What?
capable caster.
he's so grumpy.
Yeah.
He's less grumpy when he's out and about. It'll
Was
you
I not
can't
grumpy?
find him.
For a long time.
Yes, but we were in the womb competitively. I've forgiven you for that.
I mean, after.
Fine, but can he please just... Fine. We need all the help we can get. And
Yes.
Torin is incredible at
And
what
he'll be
Torin
good.
does.
Yes.
There we go. So, let's go pick up Torin, shall we?
What are we doing?
We're getting torn. Snatch, we need to work on you being present. We need to do.
Sorry, there was just so much talking.
That's so fair, actually. All right. Torin! Just yells the name Torin as I approach Torin. Just repeatedly.
I imagine as you all like knock and or walk in, there's a book that is thrown back that like almost misses one of your heads. Oh.
I catch it with the mage hand.
The try, the try.
The twins, we just both like, yeah!
It's the predator handshake for some reason, but it's you catching a book. You're
Whoa.
very loud.
How's it going? So listen, as I head in, I begin to cast prestidigitation and make a little light bulb that kind of brightens up the
Ooh.
room.
Yeah.
Yes. You must return to the dreaded civilization. I am so sorry to interrupt your.
What are you reading? What's this one? Is it any good? Did you find
This.
anything good?
No.
You
I'm
look
trying
at
to
this-
catch your ball of light.
All of this,
Oh, Snatch.
all of the text in this book
It keeps
is
moving.
unrecognizable text. You don't understand what it says. It is in a completely
Yes.
different language.
I've read this one before. Quite enlightening.
Really?
Wow. Yes.
Hmm.
You
I
wouldn't
want to
understand
put
it,
your
though.
light in my belly.
What if you've read it, what happens to the girl wearing the red hood?
She dies. And then poops herself 3 times.
3.
3.
Same
Magic
pants, or
number.
does she change pants each time?
She changes pants each time. Each time.
It's a
So-
process.
Quick pitch. Town in need of help.
Yes.
Opportunity to work on research and possibly save some folk. In or you out.
I scoff.
It's
Kujo,
5 days
Torin.
travel.
you hear just to the side of your head, right into your ear. Go.
Convenient. When are we leaving?
1:30 now.
As soon as you're ready.
Well, actually, that depends. Almighty Ilora, may I join you on your caravan to wherever it is we're going?
Were we supposed to bow this whole time?
Yes, darling,
No,
but
not
I
today.
like you, so it's all right.
Oh, we are supposed to bow.
I
Okay.
look at Roila very slowly because this was clearly sarcastic, but he asked. So I look at Roila and I raise an eyebrow. Thank you for asking.
Be nice. Yes.
They're saying so much by saying so little.
I stopped paying attention.
Also, too, a big difference now is that he can no longer talk to you telepathically. That's an ability he no longer
I
has.
think that's something that she
She's
doesn't-
gesticulating
like, she's
as
like,
if she's speaking.
when I
Still
make
tries.
this face, you know what it means. And you're like,
What? What are you
It's so-
doing?
Listen, everyone. It's dangerous out there.
Oh, is
So,
it?
yes, wow.
Torin
We-
wouldn't want to risk that.
Need
Surely.
to, whatever quibbles we may have with one another, set them aside and focus, because there's other people's lives who are at stake. Yes, you raised your hand. What is it?
What?
I forgot to bring my quibbles.
That's all right. We'll pick up
That's
some
all
along
right.
the road.
Next time, Snatch.
Okay.
We'll restock on the way out.
I understand. I apologize for my abrupt approach. I should
Well,
very much like to join you on this journey. I also have not eaten today, hence my mood. So
Torin.
As I then move my eyebrows over.
well, Sybil, you don't live here anymore. You decided to get your own house. So
But I
How
pop
would
in
you
all the
remind me?
time. And I read
Torin.
fancy books.
you can't go with us on an empty stomach. That would be terrible. Here, I have some sweet bread, I say to
Thank you.
Roila as I then turn to you, Torin, and give you the last of it.
No, not the last
Which-
one.
Which means that Allora is the only one who hasn't had what she's made for everyone else.
Snatch is gonna walk over to you and break off half of his that he hasn't eaten yet.
That's lovely, Snatch. This is why I don't make you bow. And she's gonna have some.
Do I have? Wait,
really
do
good.
we-
gave it to me.
I didn't even
Now
know
it's
we
my
had to
fault.
bow.
I didn't know we were supposed to bow or bring quibbles. No one tells me
I've been
anything.
doing it wrong the whole time. I've been
Quibbles
doing
and
it wrong
bows.
the whole time.
Oh God, I forgot what it's like having the two of you in my house at the same time.
All right. Speaking of that,
Don't
everyone,
act like you don't love me, all right?
out the door, out the door. Come on, let's
Okay.
give Torin some time to prepare and pack. All right. We'll meet you outside. We'll be at the forest. That's where we'll meet now.
All right,
Each of
give
you-
me a few minutes.
Each of you leave from Torn's home. Torn, what would you begin packing up? Is there anything that you're specifically grabbing before going over there?
I imagine that I am grabbing I imagine I'm probably grabbing like a side satchel bag, just filled with sort of standard supplies, nothing fancy. There's a pouch that's big enough to hold that orb that he gently scoops off of the desk, just stares into the roiling smoke for just a moment before he tucks it in. He checks to make sure he has the ring. And he is going to grab the dual staff that is up against the wall in his quarters. And he'll eat the sweet bread. You yell at me if I don't.
It's good. As you're gathering the staff, you just hear from across the room. Convenient.
What is?
We can do something about this finally.
I still think there's something to be gained if we find where this originated from. Maybe this will give us an excuse to do some research.
Oh, I think we'll find enough there.
Do you think they'll go along with it?
I mean, I feel like they kind of have to, right? What are they going to say? No? When you're out in the wilderness? Where danger is around any corner? This is very much the Bannon that you know. It's like whatever this entity is really leaning into that side. What are they going to do? They're going to abandon you out there? Come on.
You're right. That would be foolish of them.
Exactly. All right.
You know, sometimes I forget that you're not him. And it's those moments that I thank you.
You just see a sly smirk before you blink. And he's gone.
I sort of flourish with my hand, and there's this of arcane energy coming from the rune. Okay, I still can do this. Let's go capture a zombie. And I will leave my home.
Only a few minutes have passed, and you see Torin exiting their home, closing the door behind him. You all begin to make your way towards the fungal network, the forest at the center of town. This small piece of land is surrounded by gates and contain countless varieties of colorful fungus that sprout out, creating this network that then lead to a central, beautiful walkway that is thrumming with light every pulse, as it seems almost like messages being sent. As you walk down this small bit of stepping stones, it leads you to the central part of this little forest, where you find a tall mushroom towering over you and a small building just to the side of it. As you enter, you find who Snatch and Crucible were talking to earlier. The town leader, Mirabella, and Shanty, the fungal that seems to be the communication person for the town. Mirabella is this older woman, light brown skin, straight black hair, and despite her usual lovely self, she has that very stern and pensive face. The sleeves of her shirt are rolled up, and both hands are just grabbing at each other. She's trying to solve an impossible equation in her head until you finally enter. And hi,
Hi, Mirabella.
Thank you all.
You're all right.
That was
Cheers.
actually a lot quicker than I expected.
Well, they all
Near
wanted
her.
to help.
You see this small circle of mushrooms that you see Shanty, the fungal, who is currently eyes closed, hands into the ground, and you can see from her that same thrum. Well, I'm glad you're all willing to help. Has Crucible told you yet about what predicament we're in? Or
Yes, but seeing you in person, very clearly they did not really relay the severity. I feel like there's more than what's being said.
Sure. Well, as you can see, Shanty has been endlessly trying to contact Templeton, and we haven't gotten any responses. We were supposed to get a trading caravan 3 days ago, and, well, Snatch brought that in, and it was filled with false goods that seemed to have been put there for a reason. It seems like whoever Snatch had found on there was attempting to get into our city.
Infiltrate.
So, I want to send each of you to investigate Templeton.
Yeah.
It's a 5 days journey from here.
Yes.
I'm glad to see you're here, Allora. I know that you're gonna need somebody to patch you all up. Torin, I'm glad to see you, along with you, Roila. I think that each of you will keep
Oh.
everything directly to the point.
Mirabella. I'm
Yes.
going to ask you a bit of a tough question, and it's all right if you don't have the answer.
Okay.
Did you know if your relatives were escorting the caravan originally?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I hope not.
that's good. That's good. Snatch, about how far back were the weaker men taken down? It's okay if you don't remember. Alright, it's not. It's okay.
Well, I would say
It's
he's
alright.
just gonna say some
It's
random
alright.
bullshit.
It's
He's gonna
alright.
lie.
It's alright.
He's panicking. He's
But you
panicking. He's going to lie. About 45 my feet
My feet. 45 my feet. Alright.
from
So
where?
familiar with
Snatch,
this system of
Snatch,
measurement.
did you see anybody there,
Alright.
or were they there the whole time?
I saw them there. I saw people with the caravan, but I was more interested in the strong men they tried to take, so I followed them. Can I actually roll to see if I remember anything of value about the men that I was hunting?
So, interesting thing. Those people would have taken the cart a long time ago if they did.
Alright.
So you had noticed that something was off about them. There was blood on the caravan. You popped into the shadows to see that there were some goods that weren't actually good.
God.
Yeah.
You noticed that there were some markings on each of them that you recognize from the Reavers, the more prominent bandit group.
Alright.
All right. Okay, everyone.
Okay.
The last 12 words I said to all of you just now were lies.
That's okay.
I know.
I already
Very
knew that.
believable,
That's alright.
but I must confess,
Okay.
Yes. It's okay.
but I did see markings of Reavers, and
Oh,
I
alright.
tracked them down because
Okay.
they very clearly had taken things that did not belong to them using strength, which I
Alright.
don't like.
Well, when there's a few Reavers, there's more, so I guess we should keep our eyes open for that.
Well, I know where their bodies will be. So if we
That's true.
like,
We'll work backwards then. We go to where the incident initially happened, and then we start trying to pick up a trail and work our way
Nice.
backwards to the town.
It'll be fine.
All right?
Yeah.
We go to plan.
Yes.
Let's leave out unless there's anything else we need.
I don't.
Yes.
Mirabella.
She'll walk over to Shanty and just like set a hand down at the base of the circle of mushrooms. And you see Shanty's eyes open. Yes. And she looks down. You were gonna give them one of your signals.
Okay.
Yes, here. And she walks over to this small patch of fungus, grabbing onto one of the stalks and another, and then pulling them out. One of them is this bluish color with really bright yellow speckles on it, and the other one is a red with white speckles on it. And she hands them over. She just has them in her hands. This one is what you would connect to the fungal network if you find it.
Okay.
This means all clear.
Got it.
This one
I'll take that.
means, well,
It's gone to
Yeah.
shit. Got it.
we cannot have a full message. The network isn't secure. So,
Right.
send that and run.
Okay.
does it strictly have to be running? Because I could.
Yes, you can
Well,
fly.
you
We
can
all
fly
know
as
you can
well.
fly, Snatch. We all know.
Fly, you fool.
You can fly.
That was hurtful.
Just saying. I feel like you're rubbing it in my face all the time that you can fly.
A little bit.
I know.
You're
I'm
gonna get like
aware.
lopped with one feather, like one,
I know.
one fairy wing.
I'm aware that you're bragging. All right.
You see, Shanty goes back to trying to communicate over the network as Mirabella just looks over. Templeton is 5 days travel, so she looks outside. Seems pretty far into the afternoon now, so maybe gather your things, leave in the morning.
All right.
If you need anything, weapons, what have you,
Okay.
just let me know. I can.
Well, if you have
Clear
any, before we leave, if you could just spare anything for stamina or healing. Not too much for the community, from the community, but
Yes.
if you have anything to spare, we'll take it.
Yes, we can supply you with that.
Sounds
I'll
good.
get Shanty to bring that to the front.
Mirabella, I know we're going to go check on Templeton, but who are we looking for you? What are their names?
My cousin. She's the one that runs
She look
the
like?
place. Like me. Her name is
Okay,
Flora.
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 All
Understood.
right. I'm sure she's fine.
She is younger. She's
Okay.
younger than I am by
All right.
only a little.
Okay. We'll keep an eye out. All right.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
each of you. This means a lot.
Of course.
Okay. Well, I will gather those supplies with Shanty and I guess enjoy whatever time you have left here before heading out tomorrow.
You have something of Flora's.
Yes. I have one of her books. But it's at my home. I can bring it to you
No,
tomorrow.
no,
It's okay,
you
it's all right.
misunderstand. Hold it. Keep it with you. If you can.
Okay.
Just hold it close. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
Well, tomorrow then.
And if there's anything that you need in the meantime, just let me know. I'll
We understand. It's
Yes.
all
It's
right.
all right, Mirabella. It's all right. We appreciate
Go on,
it.
Ilora. We have work to do.
Of course. And she'll
Yes.
kind of like just put a gentle hand on Mirabella's back, but her hand is huge. So she's going to try and be like extra soft because she seems so frail right now. And
Yeah.
she's not trying to like overwhelm her, make her feel like, you
Sure.
know. So she just gently puts a hand on her back and goes, "We'll do everything we can. Of course we will."
Yes.
I know. I'm just worried. I'm just worried.
Hold on. You said it's late afternoon? The kids
Yeah,
are out
it's
of
getting into the
school.
afternoon now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I very gently I say, I know that you want to stay locked away. But if you open your windows, my dear, you'll hear the children laughing. There are children safe and laughing here. Hold on to that. Please hold on to that.
Yes. We've created quite the community.
Yes.
Thank you.
Of course. And Allora will leave with Roila to
We
start
really
prepping.
must be going because Allora is going to make us more sweetbreads.
Absolutely not. No.
Please, I am
Like,
begging you.
There's
That
no
Mr. Spark, you
reason
gave
for
me.
sweetbread on the road.
You
The
gave.
kill count restarts tomorrow, just so you
Bag.
know.
I noticed you gave me the smallest piece. I was very sad on the inside, and so was my stomach. Please.
There is a moment as Ilora moves to leave with Roila where Torin just meets her gaze and there's this slight raise of his eyebrow, like, how sweet.
I'm gonna rip his face off. Okay, so anyway, Allora goes to make sweetbread for her friends.
I think also too, Roila goes to get like a little bit of like some beeswax and oil that he'll like trade for or something like that, or do some manual labor for. You know, just
Absolutely.
lifting logs or something.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
somebody.
No, easy enough.
And I think he goes
Show
to
off.
do that because he wants to, before they go out on a big trip, he wants to retwist his sister's hair and spend time doing that the night before.
Okay. Easy enough.
I imagine that I imagine I'm in that mode where I'm like, well, I'm outside, so I may as well do all of the outside things that I can. So that way people will say, you're not outside. Well, I am now. Look at me doing all the things. So I will I'll probably stop by like the provisioner or somebody who's, you know, doling out the rations and whatnot.
There's definitely somebody there for sure. And you're able to get a good amount. They still keep some, you know, for the rest of people, obviously. But you're definitely you were given a 2 weeks worth of rations for each of you, 5 for there, 5 for back, and then a little extra just in case. And you're also given a few little extra goodies just because Mirabella put in a good word since you're doing her a huge favor. Is there any sorts of other things that you would like to do before preparing before leaving for Templeton?
What you got, Sybil?
Can
I won't. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's okay. You said the kids were. You said the kids. You said the kids were out from school, right?
Yeah.
All
Kids
right.
are out. This is break for them. They don't need to go back to school for.
I think
few
whereas Roila educates them in the schoolhouse, I educate them out here, but it's not really education. It's just teaching them how to be the best. And I'm like, all right,
Incredible.
kids, me, being the village's greatest protector, I'm going out on a mission. All right. Now, I know your parents say that you're just kids, that you're not ready to protect your homes. But you're more than ready. You're smart, you're strong, you're kind, and you gotta look out for them. We're all a family, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trusting you to look after your families while we're all away. You think you can do that?
Yeah.
You can, I believe. I believe.
Yeah.
So you look out for each other. You take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
Get a good night's rest so you can protect your
High
village.
fives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the energy I'm looking for. Yes.
And then one of them
Excellent.
grabs like a wooden sword.
Whoa. All right, we're not fighting right now.
Oh.
No, wait, you can hold it.
Okay,
Hold it.
okay.
Like keep it like relaxed. But if there is a villain, by all means, tear them apart. All right? You could do it.
Yeah.
Practice. Never stop practicing. You'll get better and better. All right? And I just ruffle all of their hair. You're gonna do great.
I imagine that after picking up my rations that I'm like nearby, like leaned up against a building wall, maybe like snacking on a piece of bread. Just there are a few things that still make me smile, and this is one of them.
Mm-hmm. You rile the kids up. They feel ready to protect the village from any threats that come their way.
Hey, I was doing it at their age, all right? They can do
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Don't discount the kids. They can do some stuff. Roila, you had something?
Yeah, no, I think as a part of that preparation, I think he just wants to just give a little bit of like hope between Allora and Roila, because it's like this was never a routine that they got to have growing up. And especially with like Roila never got to have hair, so like being able to have his sister be able to then twist his hair in return is like symbolically a very big thing, as they're just working on that. And he's coiling the hair with the beeswax going on, and then he has the mage hand going and a little bit of telekinesis at the same time, just working
You're
on other
getting
strings.
much better at this, actually.
Oh, thank you. You know, I'm just trying.
I think your mage
Thanks,
hand is still a bit clumsy. I keep feeling like a sharp tug, but it's
Okay,
it's
yes.
good.
Well, you know,
It's right. It's nice.
It is like having 3 arms. It is really strange.
I don't
But-
like thinking of you with 3 arms,
Okay.
actually. I've decided you
that
can't
doesn't
say
sound-
that anymore.
Okay, that doesn't sound right, but you know what I meant. Regardless, this is nice. This is nice.
Yeah. It's feels like something you do when you're worried we're not going to get a chance to do it again.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right.
You never know what I'm talking about, but I'm talking to you.
Listen, I don't know. It was just hearing Mirabella talk about it. It feels different now. These kids, 20 years ago, I didn't have a reason. Now I've got 20 plus reasons. All very bad at counting, but reasons nonetheless. They're still equal, even though they can't count.
Yes, we have some children who struggle,
It's
but
all right. It's all
they're
right.
getting there, and they
They
adore
write their
you.
names upside down sometimes. That's my
Oh,
favorite.
well, I told them
that
to
is
do
genuine.
that. To
Oh,
annoy
you did that?
Yes,
Oh,
I did.
okay.
I told them to do
Okay,
it
so
on
the
purpose.
infiltration.
So
mission,
actually,
right.
if you've been taking points off for anyone doing that, it's illegal, and
That's
they
wild.
should be getting A's.
That's absolutely wild.
I
Stop
hope-
moving your head. Please stop moving your head.
Well, you're riling me up.
I'm not. Well, I would talk your head less if you stop moving your hand so much.
Fine. I'll be as still as stone. I'll let you get your clumsy mage hand into my roots.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You don't really think it's going to work, do you? And she pulls out the little vial and holds it up.
Hope is an important thing. And my focus is making sure that those kids have hope by not seeing a blighter at their front door every day. How many people have we heard said they've had a cure? They found the way. They read a prophecy. Or they had a book. I'm not saying that you won't be the one, that Torin won't be the one. I'm just...
Oh, well, I'm definitely going to be before Torin will.
I mean, you just got to step it up. I mean, Torin's locked in every day.
Roya,
Door shut, window
understand
shut.
This.
You know?
Everything you say, I know why you're saying it. You can't get me riled up about Torin, of all people.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And then she's going to go on like a 10-minute rant about Torin and about how he's the worst.
Yeah.
She's gonna, I just don't understand why everyone's like, oh, Torin's so great. And he just reads and scowls. What is good about that? He's not
I respect
kind
him.
to anyone.
I mean, we talk about magic all the time, so that's our thing.
I can do magic.
Yeah, I know you can do magic. It's different. It's different. Like, we blow shit up. It's cool.
I could blow something up if I tried.
Yeah. I would love to see you make a spell that blows shit up. That would be awesome. Because then we could blow shit up together. Like
I
a tag
can't
team
make
attack.
a spell. Okay, see, I think you've clearly lost each other here. Understand that just because your magic is different than mine, it doesn't mean that I can't do something good with it. I never have. I've never done anything good with my magic, Roila.
You do, and you have, and you help these people.
I haven't.
And you're
helped
doubting
any of them
yourself.
with
You're
magic.
doubting yourself.
I help them
You're
with
doubting.
band-aids and sweetbread. It's not a cure. This has to work, Roila. If these kids don't grow up, because the world got too sick, it's walls. They're not going to work forever. We need a cure, and we need it 20 years ago.
He kind of stops braiding as he is about done, but it's at the end of the evening. All the magic drops. His prestidigitation, his altered image goes away, and then his eye appears with his brand that he hides. And I think he just has that moment as he pauses, and he summons a book from underneath the floorboards, a similar book that you've seen before the day that we left. All right, then I'll get back to work on this. All right.
All right. And I'll start on your hair, switch. And she'll kind of like switch her positions and start working on yours. And I think she goes a little quieter, and she certainly doesn't bring up the mission again. It's mostly just talking and just like coexisting together. And by the end of the night, once she's done, she's kind of like braided some of your locks back and away from your face. And the tips of her fingers just brush the ends of your brand. And she goes, I like you better when I can see your face, you know.
I know. I just don't feel like showing my scars.
Yeah. Well, I can see them anyway, so useless at this point. But I respect your foolish decision.
Thank you. Oh, wise one.
I don't know why everyone's been saying that so sarcastically lately. I am literally the wisest of us.
Oh, yes, of course.
I'm going to bed. And she doesn't go to bed. She walks straight to the kitchen and starts making the rest of the sweetbread. And she's making sure the batch is ready for the morning.
He hits a workout and heads to sleep.
Okay. Snatch. How is Snatch getting ready for the day after?
I just think you see a sparrow flying in the night sky and Snatch flying behind, going, and if you see Star, I want you to tell her that I found. Well, first, tell Star about Crucible knows of a girl in a red hood that apparently soiled her pants 3 times, changed her pants each time. Also, tomorrow, I think we're supposed to work backwards. I don't know how going backwards is going to work, but I'm interested to see how that goes. Also, tell Star that I'm still looking for her. I have not stopped. I miss her very much. And my last adventure was a fun one. I met strong men. It went a little something like this. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. And he just goes into this field, flying.
And nobody
along with
is there
Sparrow.
to stop him as he goes on this. The sparrow listens to every word. And at the end of the story, at the end of this heartfelt moment, they flutter off into the larger forest, the nearby, almost natural barrier for this town.
Please come back. I don't want to lose you too.
And then into the canopies of the trees. Is there anything else Snatch would do with the rest of the night?
I think he has a sleep spot overlooking everyone. He's learning to become a part of this group, but he still remembers losing his tribe. And so it's been a slow process. Nobody really knows where Snatch sleeps at night.
Okay. Is there anything else that anyone would like to do with their last night here in Pale Harbor?
I imagine that knowing that I'm not going to be around and that I'm going to be back on the road, which is weird, I imagine that I actually go and find a spot along the harbor that is secluded enough for me to set up a cot. And I imagine I'm sort of struggling with it, like, oh, damn, I don't understand how you were able to set this up with one hand. And I look at it like it's a puzzle every single time. I'm struggling to sort of piece it before it eventually clicks. And I grab my blanket and I lay in a spot where I can look up and see the stars. And that is where I'm going to sleep for the night.
Okay.
If you permit me, like when your character is deep asleep, I would like Snatch to see you come up from your shadow and just kind of give you a tuck before going back to his sleeping spot.
Okay, that was adorable. Do you... More of a question for Noir than the DM. Would you consider Snatch to be a magical individual?
Yes, he's a Nightwalker.
I imagine that as you are tucking, there's this sense that sorcerers have, an arcane sense that just triggers. And so, as you appear and start tucking, he... Snatch. What are you doing here?
Being cold and lonely is awful. Figure I could help you with one of them.
Thank you. That is very nice of you, but unnecessary. But appreciated nonetheless.
Okay.
When aren't you sleeping? It's late enough.
Because I like when the night sings.
You and music. It's a strange connection you have with this concept. Where does it come from?
Everything is music.
Please don't turn this into a musical number.
What is it with everyone's aversion to music?
It's not an aversion to music, it's more just time and place.
Do you hear the crickets?
I do.
They're in what your musicians would call 3/4 timing. Do you hear the birds?
They're quiet, but they're
tra-
there.
Their treble. And the beating of the waves. A bass. It's all music. If you listen. It's the only thing that really makes sense. Everything everyone talks about is just nothing. Like we're supposed to walk backwards tomorrow. And why would someone put on new pants just to foul them again? I don't understand.
You and Sybil are quite the pair.
Sybil is light. Reminds me of home. Star would have liked it. But that's a conversation for another day.
Well, I appreciate you putting a smile on her face.
Not too dissimilar from the one that you put on Laura's face, I'd imagine.
She's so prickly around me, I don't understand. I'm easy to get along with, aren't I?
No. Not at all. It's quite difficult, in fact. You're very scary.
I don't think
Well,
it's that scary.
Oh, no, it is, especially in the voice. You've got a voice kind of like the guard at the door. She says, enter. It's very terrifying.
I appreciate it.
What was it like before there were the chompers?
It was beautiful. Buildings that would scratch the sky.
That doesn't sound very nice for the skies.
And the music that you are so fond of was everywhere. People would smile and laugh whenever they felt like it. And people were allowed to live with each other. But that is not the place that we're at now. And
Sometimes. Oh, please.
oh, no. Please, I ramble. Go on.
It's just that sometimes I wonder if remembering makes those that remember blind. This is the only world I've ever known. I like it. There are chompers in death, but people still laugh. There's still music. And the sky doesn't have to worry about getting scratched.
My face loses that smirk. But it's built wrong now.
Yeah, I keep hearing that.
Perhaps because it's the truth. And believing otherwise is an insult to those who came before Snatch.
Am I wrong then?
That's a question you have to ask yourself, isn't it? You should get some sleep. We have a long journey.
Sorry for waking you.
Doesn't say anything. Just cozies up a little.
Snatch doesn't take to the sky, he just slowly sinks into the shadow.
As Snatch leaves, and Torin finds rest. Is there anything else? You're muted, Kelly. Okay. As Snatch leaves, Torin finds rest. We zoom out to this sanctuary. This place where people born after the outbreak think is normal, and yet everyone before knows it could be so much more. But as we zoom out, we look forward to the next day. A day of mystery and wonder and hopefully more answers. But that will be for our next session.
Oh, damn it. I want to
So,
keep playing.
I know.
You're
I
doing
would
so
play with
God.
y'all all night. But we have real lives outside of this fantasy world, and we have to catch sleep ourselves. So,
Rude.
before we go there, we would like to go around the table and tell us who you are, what you do. Let's start with we're gonna start with Daniel.
Hey everyone, my name is Daniel, also known as Daniel the DM. Across all corners of the internet, I make content about TTRPGs and a whole bunch of nerd culture. So you can find me all over the internet at that, and it's always a joy coming back to play as Roila.
Let's move to Noir.
Hello, I'm Noir. You can find me all over the internet as the Noir Enigma. That's TikTok, Twitch, Blue Sky, and Threads. The changes have been mind-boggling. Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
I'm done now. Stop receiving me.
Just shut off immediately. I love it. Let's move over to Kelly.
Hey, hello, I am Kelly. I go by the Kelhop all across the internet. I do TTRPG things, I do audio drama things, and I'm just happy to be here with these beautiful, talented, perfect people. This was a joy.
Hit that like middle ground between audio drama and TTRPG here. I think we're hitting that perfectly. Anyways, Meadow.
Oh, howdy. I'm Meadow. I have been Meadow and will hopefully continue to be Meadow in the future. You can find me everywhere on the internet that matters at Howdy Love Darlin or Howdy Love Darlin GM. And I have just had such a great time. You can find me doing weird stuff all over the place, but you can mostly find me right here doing this weird stuff specifically. Same place, same time.
Kujo.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Crit Hit Chronicles, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you found this channel, congratulations. You know what we're doing on Tuesdays for hopefully forever, because, oh my god, I love this group so much. You can find me all over the place at Kujo Plays Games or Crit Hit Chronicles. We have Tales of Valiant on Thursdays, Baldur's Gate on Fridays, Baldur's Gate Spiritual Sequel on Fridays, and Thursday night is the premiere of Queen's Court Games' new podcast called Road to Hell, where I play the problem. That's not a theme. Incredible. It's fine. So if you feel like tuning in, definitely give it a listen because we've had a lot of fun with it. But I am now going to give the floor to our illustrious and amazing GM, Jonny.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jonny. I'm Talking XP. We're also simulcasting it onto my channel. So if you found my channel, great. If you found Crit Hit Chronicles, even better. Make sure to follow both and all of the rest of these lovely folks because holy shit, they're incredible. I can't believe the cast that we have for this. This is great. I am so happy. This is way better than I could have expected. I'm Talking XP all over the internet. I am going to be making a How to Play Daggerheart video soon, TM. I've recorded it, but as creators know, editing is the fucking devil. So
It's the devil.
So it will be out eventually. Probably this week at some point. I'm saying how to play Daggerheart. I'm going to do a how to make a character in Daggerheart, and then I'm going to do a how to GM Daggerheart. So because I like being in pain, apparently. Anyways, look out for that. What else is going to go on? Oh, right. Meadow, Daniel, and I are going to be in a Wild Magic West game, and we are super close to the release of it. It is going to be this Sunday, June 1st, and boy, oh boy, can I tell you, this game is going to be incredible. There is highs, there is lows, and there is whack-ass shit that happens. So y'all need to be there. It's really good. That's pretty much it. Oh, this Saturday I'm going to be on Diversity Saves. We're going to be doing a cozy little TTRPG stream. But yeah, meet us over there, and that's me. So
I have an idea for a raid.
Oh, let's do it.
Sir Pfeffers is doing their season finale of Terraform. So why don't we go ahead and get a raid going for them?
Whoop, whoop.
Let's do it. Okay.
Do that. All right, cool. To those on my channel and to those on Talking XP, thank you so much for tuning in. You are loved. You are appreciated. To all the raids, the new follows, the praise in the chat, to all of you guys like lifting up the first episode, you guys are awesome.
Oh my god, y'all,
You guys killed
the receiving of that first episode was absolutely incredible. It literally made all of us so happy.
Yes.
So happy. Like,
Yeah.
I can't, yeah.
Please tag us and share us your thoughts.
Yes!
Yes.
Like
God,
every
you're not
single one of
annoying
them,
us.
we
Let's do
watch
it.
them. And
Yes.
This
talk
is
about
like
it.
we
literally-
see it all.
If we see it on the internet, any one of us, we just take the link, throw it into our chat, and like, yo! And we all just like rush in there, like, this is great!
Not me
Seriously.
literally having just done that in Discord 5
Right?
seconds ago.
Right? I know. No, seriously. Yeah. Incredible. We are so thankful for everyone. Seriously. This is so great.
Well, we love you. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.